What's happening, connoisseurs? It's Rod with Pow Group. Welcome back on the Pursuit of Wealth, your home for MJ stocks, crypto assets, news, and interviews. It is Friday, January 24th. Happy Friday. Another week gone by, another crazy week in the world of cannabis. We're going to do a rapid fire news update this time from January 18th to the 24th. And again, it's just a high level overview in case you missed it. It's not a deep dive detail. Before we get to it, make sure to smash the like. It helps support me in the channel. And if you're new, you can subscribe, tick the bell, all that good stuff. You'll be notified on any future content. And as always, not financial advice, entertainment purposes only. You can follow us over on X, formerly Twitter. Handle for that is @GroupPow. Going to be using that as my platform of choice going forward. It's my daughter's birthday yesterday. I mentioned that in my video. Normally I do these videos on Saturday, but I wanted to get it out today. A little tired. It's been a busy week, so we'll get through this as best I can. But like I said, we're going to be throwing her official party tomorrow, so we're going to be spending time with friends and family. So I wanted to be focused for that. Jumping into the news, the MJ Herald reports that Philip Morris International, and I posted a video on this already, so you can check that out, CEO with Avicanna, who they are collaborating with, the medical MJ company or biopharmaceutical company, betterly referred to as. They partner with the world's largest tobacco company. So they're expanding, they're furthering their tentacles into the MJ space, and it's medical MJ that Philip Morris is focusing on. And they do have a division. A lot of people think that this is kind of odd because, they think that they would have had a foray into the recreational side because they have tobacco. It's the closest adjacent thing to tobacco you would think. But, they have a division, they have a subsidiary that they are basically focusing on the healthier lifestyle, right? And beyond nicotine sort of thing. So they're kind of just diversifying, I guess you could say. But if you haven't seen that video, I highly encourage you to check it out. Like I said, CEO of Avicanna and 3D Capital CEO as well. Getting a lot of really great feedback about that one. And I think, company, again, not financial advice, but the company is very, very intriguing. They have great gross margins and they're debt free and they're profitable. So things are looking on the up and up for them. And, it's not a bad idea to diversify within our own MJ portfolios as well, right? We want to have a mix of picks and shovels and producers and medical plays, things that are 100% MJ focused, maybe some diversification into other arenas as well. But yeah, there's in my opinion, a spot in everybody's portfolio for medical as well. I don't think it's just going to be, the main ones that everybody are focusing on. It's going to be, there's going to be tons of opportunity in the medical side of it as well. And it's just a completely different beast. But again, check out that video for more details. Elizabeth Warren has been vocal and busy on, kind of the publicity front. She's been getting a lot of attention lately. She recently pressed RFK Jr. on MJ legalization and how he would handle rescheduling as Trump's health secretary. And we know that there's a hearing coming up. I think it was January 29th. And hopefully he can get his appointment. He's nominated, but we'll see if he gets officially put in that role and lead the FDA and HHS. So that would look great. But I think he's going to be very positive for the industry. I don't think there's going to be any hiccups with that whatsoever. And we should see some information coming. We should start to see more rhetoric around cannabis in the next couple of months, in my opinion, especially after crypto starts to kind of jump out of the spotlight, and then something else will have to come. The rotation will begin, and I think it's going to benefit MJ stocks and MJ companies. DEA judge sends MJ rescheduling dispute to the administrator, and the DEA actually has a new administrator. That would be Derek S. Maltz, and I already posted a video on this as well. He's sort of viewed as a pessimist and negative toward the plant. So again, check out that video that I just posted for my thoughts and opinions on that. 96% of MJ consumers say the DEA is biased against rescheduling proposal that it's supposed to defend, poll shows. So yeah, there's been a lot of allegations and conspiracies. There's no real official proof that I'm aware of, but they've been kind of conspiring with, anti-legalization groups and prohibitionist groups. So we'll see what comes of this, but we have a shakeup at the DEA as well. So we could see a new day beginning very, very soon. President Trump will decide MJ rescheduling and federal reform, says MJ Biz Daily. And you have to think, right? Like, it doesn't really matter who he puts in the position. He'll just fire them or make their life a living hell. As we know, there's one thing about Trump. If you love him or hate him, I'm not from the U.S., I'm from Canada. I'm not on any side of the aisle, but you can't. It's undeniable. You can't deny that he usually gets what he wants, and it's going to come from the top down, right? I don't think these unelected bureaucrats that are appointed usually and nominated by the president. I don't think they're going to stand in his way. Mike Tyson and Weldon Angelos are optimistic that Trump himself will reform MJ laws. So again, a lot of great news out there. It's just people are tired of, I think this will happen. This might happen. This could happen. This should happen. They want concrete, advancement. They want progress, and they want something tangible, something that that has some teeth to it, right? And I do think safe banking. I think that's going to be a done deal in 2025. There could even be a vote coming on it soon. So keep an eye out on that. We'll be following that over the next couple of months as well. Green Thumb Industries, as earnings kicks off, they are set to hold fourth quarter and full fiscal year 2024 earnings. So it's going to be a good one. And conference call on February 26, 2025. And that will be after the market closes on Wednesday, February 26, 2025. So we'll be covering that as well. More American adults use MJ as a sleep aid than choosing prescription pills or alcohol to fall asleep, poll shows. Yeah, I can't imagine using alcohol to fall asleep unless you get like totally wasted. But, I certainly don't get, it kind of jacks me up a little bit. And I don't know about you, but if I take alcohol, I have like the worst sleeps ever. So, and it gives me like heartburn and everything else. So it's just not a good scene. But I can't imagine anybody wanting to use that over MJ. It would be a complete landslide. I use MJ all the time, right? Especially edibles. You pop a couple gummies before bedtime and you have the best sleep of your life, right? You wake up feeling refreshed and recharged and deep sleep, and you don't have a hangover, all that good stuff. It's, yeah, it's not even close, right? Love it. It's my favorite form of sleep aid. I don't take any of those pills or any of that. Kind of get addicted to those as well. So you got to be careful with those. And this is natural. So former executive with Cannabis MSO Verano, not a good look, is charged with insider trading. So federal prosecutors have indicted a former executive with cannabis multi-state operator Verano Holdings Corp on a charge of insider trading. So we'll continue to follow that story as it develops as well. The MJ Herald says Florida Green Thumb Industries appeals the ruling against selling marijuana at convenience stores. So we'll see what happens with this. This could be an interesting develop. I don't expect it to get overruled or anything like that or come to fruition, at least not right now. I think that's ultimately where we're going. And eventually you'll see, beverages, cannabis beverages, infused beverages at liquor stores sitting next to, beer or that type of thing in a fridge, probably in its own area. But I do think that there'll be some overlap there. I don't think they'll completely amalgamate everything. You're not going to be able to go into a liquor store and buy flour probably, or like concentrates, but it would make sense to have beverages all kind of distributed out of there as well. The Canadian cannabis sales edged higher in November. So love to see it. Statistics Canada released November retail sales for the country, with cannabis sales increasing from October levels of an increase of 0.5%. So it came in at Canadian 452.8 million. This was an increase on a per day basis as well. Jumping along here, Pennsylvania governor wants to legalize MJ, and this is game theory playing out so that residents stop sending tax money to other states. So this is game theory playing out, right? Once one goes, they all go. And just imagine you're in a state that isn't legal and you have one or even two neighboring states. Well, some people, I know some people that are traveling, people tell me all the time that they're traveling to another province or another state just to get things, like in Quebec, because there's so many laws and regulations. Even though it's federally legal here in Canada and in Quebec, there's still, provincial law. And they have very, very like rigorous and difficult regulations there where it's hard to operate there. You have to, it's grown in Quebec. And then, there's certain things like limits on THC dosage. And anyways, I digress. There's a lot of red tape and regulation there. And this is just game theory playing out. And in my opinion, it's just a matter of when, not if. And eventually all state, like it's across over half of the US, right, is legal in some form. So it's getting a bit ridiculous. But I think we're approaching that era of common sense. We're looking at both the administrations coming in Canada and the US. US just has a new administration, but we have an election coming up, which we'll mention here in another article about Trudeau's exit. But, there's the writing's on the wall, and it seems like kind of all governments are singing the same tune. It's pro common sense, pro business, less taxes, and you know, kind of seeing medicine of the future flourish. And I think that that's going to be the next big wave and thing to be in over the next couple of years. Canadian medical cannabis exports double in the first 6 months of 2024. So love to see that. Yeah, this is an interesting article. I highly encourage you to check that out. And yeah, it's going to be Europe. The European market's going to be just juicy and full of opportunity over the next couple of years. So it's going to be fun. Speaking of which, Aurora Cannabis launches first domestically grown medical cannabis brand in Germany under their new cultivation license. And actually, Tilray was the first to receive the new cultivation license under the new regulations. The investment in the region continues with the launch of IndieMed, the company's first locally grown brand in Germany. So if you're in Germany and you end up trying any of these things, hit me up. Let me know what you think. Aurora Cannabis to host third quarter 2025 investor conference call and earnings. So they'll be discussing their third quarter 2025 on Wednesday, February 5th, 2025 at 8 a.m. Eastern Time. And the company will report financial results before the markets open that day. We'll be covering that as well. So Trudeau's departure is a turning point for Canada's cannabis industry. And I've already done a video on this as well, but Pierre Poilievre, he's basically the front runner and clear winner that's probably going to emerge here. I don't really think there's going to be any more competition. It seems like he's pretty much already got it under wraps, but you never know. Anything can happen. Again, I'm not a supporter of any side of the aisle. I hate all politics, to be honest. I can't imagine. I definitely don't envy them. They definitely have a hard job, and I just absolutely can't stand it. I just have no appeal to it whatsoever. But I do think that just listening to him speak, he was on with Jordan B. Peterson in a podcast. If you haven't seen that, I highly encourage you to check it out. Very insightful, and he talks about, again, just pro business, pro common sense, pro anti-tax kind of thing. Like, he wants to lower taxes. So I think it's going to be good. Think about excise tax. There's a lot of different states, or well, I guess provinces, that are, kind of voicing the need for this to happen, right? A lot of companies are just dropping like flies. And I said before on this channel that the US is going to likely see 280E go away soon, either through rescheduling or descheduling. And around the same time, I think we'll see improvements to excise taxes in Canada so that, Canada can not lose its lunch to the US and stay competitive. Canopy Growth to report third quarter fiscal 2025 financial results on February 7th, 2025. So that will be before financial markets open on February 7th as well. And they'll have their conference call at 10 a.m. on that same day, and that's Eastern time. Moving right along, Trulieve announces relocation of affiliated dispensary to Lancaster, Pennsylvania. And we'll go through this a little bit quicker here. Senator Warren at it again. So again, very vocal this week. Encourages Musk and Doge send a letter to end federal MJ prohibition. So love to see that. That is a great article and title. But again, a lot of people are asking me, how come this isn't sending the prices higher? It's because people don't want promises. People don't want demands. They want actual progress and solid, things that have teeth and they're actually getting things done and passing things, and we're seeing movement. And right now it's just people basically running their mouth and not doing anything about it. And a lot of that has to do with just there's so many issues at hand right now. It's just not at the forefront, right? It's not on the front burner, it's on the back burner. So we just have to be patient. But like I said, eventually big tech, AI, crypto, all of these sectors are going to top out eventually. And nothing goes in a straight line forever. It's going to see a bear market again, and that money's going to rotate somewhere. And just like in 2018, when Canada had federal reform and federally legalized, I think we're on the cusp of major reform in the US. It's probably going to be a similar move where that money rotates into MJ. That's just my own thoughts and opinions, but let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. And speaking of Massachusetts, so Senator Warren, senator from there, Massachusetts actually sees adult use MJ sales topping 1.6 billion in 2024. So no wonder she's starting to pay attention, right? She does the banking bidding, and that's a perfect segue into my next article here by the MJ Herald. JP Morgan Chase, the US's biggest banks, the CEO, Jamie Dimon, says that they probably would embrace cannabis banking if law changes. So if the federal law changes, I think we're going to see this. I think we're going to see banking happen in 2025 for the industry. And I'm very confident in that. I think I put that over a 90% probability of playing out. Study finds CBD, and this is more proof that it's medicine in the future. Study finds CBD inhibits cancer cell growth and promotes cell death in a word that I can't pronounce, but abbreviated to CCA cells. So, a study published by the Journal of Traditional and Complementary Medicine and e-published by the US National Library of Medicine highlights CBD potential as a therapeutic option for combating CCA. So again, this just imagine what's going to happen once the walls come down, the barriers come down, right? When we can do proper research and studies, there's going to be so many breakthroughs. And then, like I said, I've said this multiple times as well. You get AI behind it, start to analyze some of that big data, and kind of develop patterns. And I think we're going to see breakthroughs like you wouldn't believe. And I truly believe with every fiber of my being that this medicine is going to change the world. I think it's the most, you know, underrated thing out there at the moment. And I like I said, you can eat this thing, you can make clothes out of it, and there's so many commercial and industrial purposes for it. And it's a great healthy alternative to alcohol and tobacco, but it also, has medical benefits, tons of medical benefits that we're only just starting to uncover. So things are brutal in terms of stock market prices, but as you can see, as we do these videos each and every week, there's so much going on in the sector, and there's so much growth ahead. It's not even funny. So we're really just starting the first inning here, and we got a lot of game left. So buckle up and stay patient. Those who do will be rewarded in the end. And as our friend Warren Buffett likes to say, the stock market is a mechanism from transferring wealth from the impatient to the patient. So, which side are you on? Once again, happy Friday. It's Rod with the Pow Group. Thanks again for joining us in the pursuit of wealth. Let me know what you think of this news in the comment section. We'll continue the conversation there. Enjoy your weekend, and we'll see you again soon.